Rane 12s or the REV7? Rane 12s or the REV7, you already know what it is. This is the question that is on everybody's mind. And unfortunately, it's time for me to put these things away. We're going to find out more. If you really want to know what my opinion is, the Rane 12s or the REV7, you've came to the right video. I'm going to break down what I love, what I don't love. I've already done a review video on the Rane 12s and the 72. Definitely go check that out if you want. I was probably a little bit too hard on it. After playing on these again for a while, these are still amazing. Bar none, the best moving platter that you can get. It destroys the REV7. I'll say it right here, right now. I'm actually going to go get butter rugs and try those out with the REV7. I've heard that's a great upgrade. They are definitely very different feeling. The REV7 feels like nothing else. But from what I remember when I was playing with it a lot, you really get adapted to it very quickly. It's like a very soft touch. And right now, this is so embarrassing. My entire life is over. I basically had a mental breakdown because I have tendinitis in my arm here from literally either chirping too fast or too many transformers that I literally just found out I have a tendinitis in here where it's like for an entire day, I couldn't move my finger. So I don't know if it's bad or not. It was after the masseuse really gave me a beat down. She like destroyed it. It would never felt that bad, but I was getting this pain and she told me, she started looking into it and she said, bro, you have a literal tendinitis in here. This is something you need to worry about. So it kind of really freaked me out. It has been a bad week. I had a mental breakdown thinking my life is over. But apart from that, everything is all good. But anyways, I do remember it being a very light touch. Like it felt like Tex back in the day. Tex, if you knew, it had a lot less torque than a lot of other turntables that were out there. Like the turntables I still have are the stand straight 150s, and they have so much torque. Like they feel like a digital controller more so than a tech. Like on a tech, if you touch the side platter too hard, you'd literally slow the whole thing down. But if you touched my other turntables, the stands, you're not slowing those things down at all. Like that thing moves. And that's what I get with the Rev a lot. And you do have this pitch bend button that a lot of guys think is weird because we don't really have pitch bends anymore. But on the Revs, you have it because if you touch the side of the Rev, you're like stopping the platter. You're not just slowing it down. You just barely touch it. You will stop the platter. So it's just a few of these things that you got to get used to. And it is the controllers that I use everywhere. Like when I'm playing out, I'm using the REV7. So I got to get back on it. I got weddings coming up, so I got to get comfortable. But it's still my #1 pick no matter what. Like the mixer is just, you can't play with a Pioneer mixer. I'm really sad about this Rane mixer because I loved Rane my whole career. I've had Rane, but something about this mixer is just like, I'm just not into it. Just the echo. Like who wants this echo? Nobody wants this echo. There are some options that you can get into, but you have to like set the options every single time. Just the echo on the music. It decays so long. Like why is it like that? If you turn it lower, still that's almost zero. I don't know. These are my quarrels with this mixer. It was just something about it that I just didn't like. And I've just grown to not like it even more because I have a Pioneer mixer. So, long story short, I did find out, you can check another video that I have on how to fix the cut on your crossfader. Definitely go check that video out. I found a way to make the cut so much nicer. It might be a short, but just look up how to fix the cut on 72. I'll put the link in the description as well, but I did figure out how to make it sound a lot nicer, a lot dicier. So I have had a lot of fun cutting on this thing for the past couple months, but it's time for me to get rid of these things again. They've had their place, but it's time to bring the Rev back in, which sucks because I have to bust it down, take it out every single day. After the weekend, I got to come set it back up. It's so much more work, but I have so much fun playing on that REV7. So it's crazy. Maybe one day they'll make a bigger one with wheels or something because the REV7 is so heavy. Another issue, but I still absolutely love it. Apart from that, we talked about the cut. You can fix the cut. That was one of my big issues. I figured out how to fix that, so that's no issue no more. The echo and stuff, there are so many different options that you can go into and fix and play around with, but I just don't like spending that time. Like, I kind of like it to be set and forget. That's one of my biggest issues with it. And with this is if you like move a knob a little bit, or you change one setting, or you turn it off and then you lose all your settings, you have to go back, reset everything again, and it's just not something that I'm into. I like to just like step on and I'm good to go. Apart from that, everything else is really good. If you use stems, it's just one click. I have it on the first one. I have it on my slicer here. So it's just one click away. With my rev, I have to hold shift and go to another option. There's probably a lot of things that you can set with a utility as well, but I've never used it long enough. I don't use it outside, so I just don't really care about going through all of the options. It's probably pretty powerful, but I don't use it for that, unfortunately. One issue that I do have that I don't have with Pioneers, because I have to plug into a sound card, is that I have this delay when I'm recording. I'm pretty sure it's just because it's using the USB, but there's this delay that I have to deal with every single video, which is kind of annoying. But all you have to do is plug it in and it's into your computer, which is a positive. So they got positives, they got negatives. But now we got to talk about the turntable, the best part. Like, if you don't have a Rane 12, just go get one to play around with. They're just so fun, really nice to use. It's the best motorized platter that you're gonna get. One thing that I did find out, that I'm not a big guy who does backspins, but this you can actually do a backspin on. A buddy I know actually brought this up to me, said it's so easy to do a backspin on a Rane 12, or maybe it's a Rane 1, but his other controller he can't do it on. And then I started thinking that I can't do it on the REV7 either, which I will show you once we hop over to the REV7 after this video. But on this, you can definitely do backspins. It's nice having the full platter. You can kind of get your feeling, grab it where you like to grab it. It's very soft. There's not too much tension, but there is a little bit of grip here. So I'm hoping that when I go back to the Rev, I'm gonna have to be using a lot softer touch, and I'm gonna be able to clear up this tendinitis real quick. But we're gonna find out how deep it is and how it goes, because I'm not stopping until I'm forced to stop. And a backspin sounds like this. I had to push the track a bit forward and cut back because I backspun so far that you actually can't do this with a REV7. There we go. That was like a full 2-bar backspin. We're going to see how far I can go on the REV7. I don't think it's like that. You can get maybe a bar, but we're going to find out. We're going to see. I didn't even give it all my might. That was just like a nice little 1-2 flick. It's awesome. Just using literally the slip mat that it came with is still, or I actually might be using my own slip. Oh yeah, I'm using my own slip mats now, which you can't see because they're green, so they're green screened out. I run all 4 of the things that just flipped off. To keep it nice and loose, I like my platters very loose, which is something that you're not going to get with the REV7. I'm actually going to get butter rugs. All right, I just had a massive issue, lost my 4 little things, had a client call. There was a lot of craziness that just went on, but I think I covered everything on the Rane 12s. Honestly, like, too long, didn't watch. The Rane 12s are incredible. Like, the moving platter is the best moving platter that you're ever going to get. It destroys the REV7. I'll say it right here, right now. No battle. It's the best motorized platter. But all together, like, we're talking the whole thing here, the REV7 all day, which we're going to jump into right now. I'm going to be taking all of this stuff out, getting it out of here, bringing in the REV7, bringing in a new day, a new life, and we're going to talk about the things that I love about the REV7 and the things that I don't. Overall, it should be pretty clear. Like, I am getting rid of these. I'm doing more work to have to bring in and set up the REV7 after every single weekend when I'm working. I have to come pull it back in, set it back up. It's a lot of work, and I'm still rather using that than this. That should be a dead giveaway. But if not, these are still great things. The mixer, I'm not really a fan of. Rane, I'm sorry. I love you guys. This is just not the mixer for me. I got to go back to a Pioneer mixer. And that's it. Great controller, though. If you guys are looking for turntables, make sure you get the Rane 12s. The #1 moving platter on the market. Let's go. All right, DJ Connect, we are back and we have got the REV7 out. I hate to sound like a fanboy, but it really is the best controller that I've ever used in my entire life. And coming off the Rane 12s, full turntables, it's crazy to me to again say that, like, I still love this controller so much more than the Rane 12s. The Rane 12s have a full turntable setup, which is nice. It's great to have that. And then coming back onto the REV7, these smaller platters, I was definitely having an issue when I was doing some loops, trying to flip some doubles. I was having issues because I didn't have the full platter and I kept thinking that the needle was there. But very quickly, I'd say within an hour, I had already moved past that. You are definitely gonna need to adapt back to this. But honestly, I had a friend come by and play around with it, and he was sold on it. I put some butter rugs in as the slip mats, and it is so silky smooth. It feels so nice. I got this tendonitis that just started in my arm, and I feel like it had a bit to do with the Rane 12s, because there was just so much resistance that you're actually, like, you're working against the turntable. You're actually putting in that pressure and you're kind of working against the turntable. One of my other buddies said that he put butter rugs in the Rane 12s, which made it so much better. I have all 4 of the little spacers in there, trying to make it more fluid and slippy, and honestly, like, it worked great. I have no quarrels with it. They're still really great controllers, but I don't know. Something about this is just so smooth now. It's like, it's very silky. I was told that butter rugs worked well in the Rane 12s. It's not an upgrade that I ever did, but between the two, like, it's so hard to say which is my favorite, but all day, every day, it's gonna be the REV7. There's just something about it. The mixer is absolutely killer. Let's talk about the things that I hate. I hate that there is no notch in the pitch fader. That is crazy to me that it doesn't exist, but honestly, I feel like they want to move a lot of people towards the sync button, and that's what I've heard. That's the reason that they don't have the notch here, just so that you can have a lot more fluid mixes now that, like, you can utilize sync and you can do these massive wide transitions. You can create stuff on the fly. They didn't want people to be getting stuck in that notch, even though I don't think that would ever happen, but I do believe that that's the idea behind it. I had someone actually ask me a question about making a video, which I'm gonna make right after this, about different ways that you can use the REV7 to drop into a mix, because there is no hot cue button, to use it more like a CDJ or something. And in my mind, like, I understand the question, but something tells me that, like, I haven't even tried this yet, but we're gonna do it right here, right now. I'm gonna hit the sync button. We're synced up, we're good to go. Something tells me that you're not even gonna need, there's so much torque in this, you don't need this to speed up. You don't have to drop the scratch in. So let's just take a quick look at this. I'm gonna make a full video right after this, but I wanna see 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna just drop it in. Yeah, so it's even got enough power in the motor, because it's not really moving anything, that you can literally just drop it in using the cue button. So that's good to know. It's not something that I've ever done before. I'm always a guy who's gonna scratch it in, scratch it and drop it in. But if you want to use it like CDJs, just found out you can do that too. I heard there's a lot of other different, like, start methods. There's a lot of different ways, different methods that you can mix it in, like using the silent cue. It's not something that I ever use, but right now it's silent. Like, the crossfader is on, everything's good, but until I hit this cue button, it's gonna be silent. So there's different tricks, different things. You got a Pioneer mixer in here. Like, if you need me to go in depth on this, definitely go check out the REV7 video that I did. I don't need to sit here and talk like a fanboy forever. But between the two, the Rane 12 kit and the REV7, This is now something that I have to, after every single gig, I go out with this. This is my controller that I use at gigs. I have to take it downstairs. I gotta unplug everything, pack it up, take it to the gig. After the gig, bring it back up, plug everything back in, instead of just leaving my Rane 12 set up and everything was good to go. Now I have to do more work, and I'm gonna do it because there's just something about this controller that I love. I don't wanna sit here and talk about it forever about how much I love it, but it's so silky smooth. And when you have like the settings all the way up, my buddy was telling me that if it's as good as wax. Normally I don't have my settings all the way up because I have to record, sometimes I'm streaming, so my computer isn't that good where I'll start dropping frames. But the second I turned it up for him to absolute the greatest settings, he's like, the cuts were incredible. They were insane. And I sold him on the spot. For someone who was against buying a Rev7 forever, like he didn't want to buy one, he came over once I put the butter rugs in, tested it out, and he's like, you know what? This is it. I'm buying this controller right now. And he had used my Rane 12s too. He always comes over, plays on them too, cuts it up. He loved those as well, but the second he got on this, he was like, I have to buy this because it's as good as the Rane 12s. Like it's as good as turntables, it's as good as anything else, and it's portable. That's the killer. Like this is literally one USB. You take your USB here, you got your one USB, you got your power, you got your mic if you need a mic, and then you got your booth out. Or you drop in your XLRs in, whatever you're going to use. You got your aux cable. Everything is here and it's ready for you to go out there and crush it. I have so much fun playing on this as well. For some people, if you're not going to have fun when you're playing, it's going to be an issue. Like you're not going to give your clients the best experience that they could have. And if you don't have a controller that you can cut on or anything, and that's what he's using right now. He's using my old SX2. This guy's a bum who can't get his own gear, but he's using my old SX2, and there's like, it's not fun for him to use that because he can't scratch on it. He can't do tricks or anything. He doesn't have paddle shifters, he doesn't have the effects. He just doesn't have fun playing. And when I go out and play, I'm giving 110% because this is my home gear. Like this is what I come home to play on, whatever I gotta do. I love the Rev7. So between the Rane 12s and the Rev7, it's a no comparison at all whatsoever. Maybe one day I'm gonna have to get my boy's S9 mixer or like an S11 mixer, try it out with the Rane 12s. I'll get a couple butter rugs for that. Maybe it'll be better, but right now for me, this is it. Rev7 all day. I absolutely love the Rev7. It's everything, like for me. If you're a DJ who wants to play and cut it up and mix and have so much fun, if you like turntables, this is it for you. Don't stop comparing. Are you gonna go out there and set up your Rane 12s? Are you gonna take them to all the gigs? Are you gonna set it up? First you gotta set up the Rane 12s, then you gotta put your mixer in, then you gotta connect the mixer to the controller, then you gotta connect that to the speaker system? Or do you wanna just come in, plug your USB in, and you're good to go? That's a question you gotta ask yourself. Are you a mobile DJ? Are you going out there doing people's events? You really gotta weigh it out. I know it's expensive and the price is probably only going up. Good thing is, from what I know, the shortage is over. So if you just wanna buy one, you can probably just go buy one. For most people, you had to wait 2 years. I had this thing in the first week. Absolutely incredible. But I don't wanna sit here and keep talking. We know how much you guys love when I keep talking. So make sure you guys drop a comment. What kind of controller do you want to use? What controller do you enjoy using? Do you have a Rev7? Do you love your Rev7? Do you got Rane 12s? Do you love Rane 12s? Let me know in the comment. Like, subscribe, and check you in the next video right here.